Welcome into another edition of The Session with Londa and David. My name is David Austin.
Welcome back. I'm Londa Sherwood Austin.
I got to tell you, hon, I love it whenever you wear the John Lennon shirt. You do it every now and then. Yep, it's my favorite because
Imagine other people.
you got it at a little boutique. It's very cute, and you wear it with that yellow belt, which matches the glasses in the painting. I think it's the cutest thing in the world, especially with that sport coat. Is that cream colored or white? I don't know.
It's a kind of an ecru.
Okay, that confuses me. I think that's another color that's neither cream nor white, but in the middle. But I don't know that for sure. I'm guessing.
It's like antique white, maybe.
Okay, antique white. That's what I am. The Session with Londa and David is a business program that talks about the three things we are most excited about. They are
Restaurants, real estate, and retail sales.
I gotta tell you, you are so good when you do that. The thing you do with your alliteration, I love it.
Okay.
I love it.
I'm good with my alliteration.
So this is a great big program because it is the unofficial kickoff of summer. This is the big Memorial Day program.
Yes. I love Memorial Day. I love it so much that recently someone said, "What are you doing for the weekend?" I said, "What weekend?"
Right. Yeah.
Big fail. That's when you know you've had your head down and you're just working.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. Well, we're running.
You forget there's holidays.
We're running several businesses. We're doing our thing. We're doing the podcast. We're selling real estate and doing loans. I mean, we are everywhere, running and gunning, coaching people in their businesses.
We had a company just today ask us
exactly right.
about sales training, and I need to get better. This is funny, actually. He said, I was in law enforcement for a long time. I've never been in sales, and now I'm doing this, and I need to learn how to sell. And I said, well, I would just encourage you that in law enforcement, you are in sales. So you're closing people on making confessions. You're closing people on telling the truth. You're closing people on getting information. So you just need to transfer that skill set and expand on it. And he seemed pretty excited about that idea.
And, the guy we're talking about specifically, very friendly, smiling guy. And I bet as a law enforcement officer, he was the guy who was always smiling and made you feel comfortable.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I don't know.
Very happy guy, very happy-go-lucky fella. So what a nice treat that was.
Yep. So that's fun. So yeah, that's what we do. We do a lot of stuff. Plus the kids, we've got all these kids and grandkids, and keeping up with them is a whole part-time job.
Speaking of that, I had a really sweet conversation today with one of our children, Danielle. She reached out to me because she took the Grandboys to a candy shop there where she is in Wisconsin.
She didn't tell me that.
And she loved it because when she walked in, they had these huge life-sized action figures of superheroes everywhere. And she sent me the one where Superman was kind of flying through the building, and she sent me the one where Batman was like standing up over tables of candy. It was really cool.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
They're on a little trip right now. Did she send that to you today?
Today.
Yeah, I think that they saw that on their trip. They were going somewhere 4 or 5 hours from where they're now located.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I said to her, I for sure want to visit that when we come see you. And her response was, come soon.
Oh.
What a sweet, sweet little conversation.
Noah, my little Noah, is saying words now. He has sounded like a minion for 6 months.
Right.
And if you're not familiar with Minions, look them up. But I mean, the kind of babbling nonsense.
Right. Yes.
He talks like that. Like he's saying full sentences. We just don't know the language.
Right.
And all of a sudden,
he's agreed to the terms of the English language.
Yeah.
And so now he's speaking English.
Oh, it's breaking my heart, though.
It's so sweet.
He's getting so big.
Mm-hmm. And so she wants us to come soon and visit. That was the end of that conversation.
That's sweet.
I thought it was great.
I love that.
Yeah. I love that she reached out to me because she saw something she knew I think was cool. Mm-hmm. And she was right. I do think it's cool.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about that. kind of that sales methodology of the superheroes, and it's a candy shop, and I wonder how they came up with that theme,
Yes.
the methodology or the idea behind the sales of, well, we'll use these superheroes and we'll sell more candy or whatever. And it made me think about, they could probably do cool videos for social media. And then I was thinking about, that kind of like, I wonder what kind of influencers maybe would do it. All this happened while we were talking,
right.
by the way.
Yes.
So if you ever wonder what's going on up here, it's a lot of stuff. Which made me think of our daughter-in-law, Maddie, who we are going to see them in the next couple of days because she has a partnership with she's an influencer on Instagram and had got a partnership with somebody that makes these beautiful martini glasses. And I apologize, I can't think of the name right now. But so she did a video with these glasses, and I said, ooh, this, I texted her and said, why are you flirting with me? And then sent a martini emoji because she and I both love dirty martinis.
Right.
And so she said, come over and we'll make them. I've got to shoot some content with these glasses, and she did. It was really good content. And, but I'm looking forward to the martini. But so that makes me think about like, the rise of the influencer,
sure,
and kind of old school versus new school, and I'm curious what your thoughts are about that whole kind of idea.
Well, it's interesting that you ask me that because we've been kind of experimenting with our social media presence with this program. We do the program, it goes on YouTube, we send it out to people as a podcast and as a YouTube video. But we, for the last 3 years, have been doing this program, and about a month and a half ago,
started
promoting it through social media.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, I believe in it, right? I've picked up some business since we started doing that because we're doing that social media. So I believe that in what we do, which is mainly real estate and mortgage.
Yeah.
Having a social media presence is essential, and having fun with it and doing things that you would normally do is of interest to people. For me, we have built-in content because we do this show every week lovingly.
Well, and I often think, man, I get to the end of a day and I think, I should have made like a reel of our day, because our days are very interesting. They're varied and they're wild and they're interesting. And we so seamlessly kind of integrate our business life with our personal life.
Right.
And it all just has this really lovely ebb and flow. And I wish I had, really what I wish I had is I wish I had someone, I need a D-Rock. And if you follow Gary Vaynerchuk, you know what I mean by that. But D-Rock is the guy who films all his B-roll,
Yeah.
And I just want somebody to follow me around and film all of it and then create awesome content.
Sure.
That's the dream, right? Is to have somebody who does that. But I think it is interesting. Our lives are interesting.
Sure.
They're a little boring, but also interesting.
Well, and good news, because we do this podcast and have 3 years worth of them in the can already.
Yeah.
We don't need to shoot new content. We could stop doing this program and still have an online presence that's dynamic and new every single day. That's how many of these shows
it wouldn't
we've
be
done.
Current necessarily.
Well,
though.
but it's not like we're doing the headlines anymore. We went through a period when we were doing our radio show where we incorporated the headlines in.
I get that, but it's still, we talk about life and stuff.
Evergreen things is what we talk about.
Okay. All right.
It's true.
Okay.
One thing that I want to talk about in today's show is gratitude and the power of kindness.
Okay.
And the reason I want to talk about those things is because I think in any walk of life, it's always appropriate to lead with kindness.
Yes.
And we've done programs both on radio and on the podcast about kindness and gratitude. Yeah. And every time we do, people thank me. And I don't get it. They're grateful that we care about those things and the power that those unlock for every single person that utilizes those things.
Right.
And you talk a lot about social science and psychology. How do treating people with gratitude and kindness, how does that improve your likelihood of success in a relationship?
Yeah, so in a million different ways, but one way is it sparks all of the happy hormones in your brain.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you're kind to somebody else, it sparks all of that happiness in your brain, and your serotonin and your dopamine starts firing, and then you get a almost like a runner's high.
Right.
But it's from being kind.
Yeah.
Right. And so there are a lot of medical studies that show an improvement in your heart health, and your, it decreases stress. And I don't have my stats in front of me,
Sure.
but these are just things I remember from having studied it for other presentations. But it does all kinds of things for your present and future health when you lead with gratitude and you lead with kindness.
Right.
It's kind of that, call it what you want to. There's lots of different ways to say it, and I respect all of them. You reap what you sow. It's karma. It's, what you give to the universe gives back to you. However you want to say it is up to you. The thing I love about it is that the science is behind it as well.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I love Mel Robbins so much. And Mel Robbins, a very well-known author, speaker, now also podcaster.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the reasons I love her is she's really driven by, okay, there's this. Now what's the science behind it?
I got you.
And I'm kind of the same way, right? Like I want to know the science. Now she digs in much deeper than I do to the science of things, but yeah, that's a little bit of that. Is that kind of what you were asking me?
Yeah. And I remember the last time we talked about this, that we talked about and did little anecdotal studies of how we treated ourselves at the end of the day by filling out a gratitude journal.
Right.
And I remember when we did that last, we felt much happier in the morning when we got up than we had leading up to that.
Right.
And I think that's a great thing.
It's a whole thing. Like if I encourage you, if you have any interest at all, to do a deep dive on the science behind gratitude, it's pretty fascinating. There's some great TED Talks, YouTube videos. You don't have to look very far to find it,
Sure.
So.
Okay, so here's what I want to do. Now that it's unofficially summer, right? We had Memorial Day weekend.
I would love it to warm up.
Yeah. I want to, for the next 2 weeks, do gratitude journaling right before bed.
Okay.
And we don't have to write it down, really. We can. We don't have to. But I want to have a directed conversation with you at bedtime when our little heads hit the pillow about the great things that we're grateful for.
So that's awesome. And let me tell you why it's an additional good idea to write it down. Okay. Because you're programming your brain.
Okay. It's like taking notes and copying them later.
It's like anything. It's one level to hear it, one level to write it down, one level to hear it back, read it back. It's all those things are getting it deeper into your brain. And so it's kind of like how affirmations program your reticular activating system in your brain. It's the same kind of thing. You're programming your brain for gratitude when you not only say it out loud and write it down. Well,
I like to say, and we had a sales meeting about this at our real estate office, Realty One Group Ignite, that I'm a force of nature and I get things done. I say that to myself, and I believe that I'm a force of nature and I get things done. And we had a meeting. I don't remember if it was Wednesday or Thursday that we had this meeting. And when we got done, it was Thursday. When we got done with the meeting, I got a phone call from a customer who was referred to me by an agent who was unhappy with what was happening with his pre-approval at 2 different places. And by the end of the day yesterday, he was singing my praises and thrilled out of his mind because I believe I'm a force of nature and I can get things done. It took me exactly 5 minutes to fully pre-approve this borrower. Wow. And he got the offer he wrote signed around after I solved his problem, and he came in this morning and had already uploaded all of his information into the system for me to do his loan, and we are already off to the races with that deal.
Okay, and this is something to keep in mind if you know, for everybody, when a deal is real, the people move forward.
Right. That's right.
When it's not real, they don't move forward. They don't return the calls. They don't upload the documents. They don't get in touch. They don't do the things they're supposed to do.
Right.
Right? If I as a realtor, you as a realtor, you as a lender, if you give a client homework, let's call it, and they don't do it, they're not real. They're not interested.
That's right.
It's like dating. If they don't text you back, oh, sorry, I fell asleep.
They're not that.
They're just not interested.
There's some other person that they're texting instead.
Yeah, or whatever. They just don't care. They're just like, ugh.
Yeah.
I've done that.
Have you? Yeah.
It's been a minute, but yeah. Yeah, like get that text and you just ignore it. Oof.
That's awful.
It wasn't yours.
I hope not. Ugh.
But it's something to think about. Your guy, you got on the phone with him yesterday. He was having, and it was a mess when you got to him.
It was a mess.
And by this morning, he had everything in and was under contract on a house. Like, hi, that's how we work. By the way, if you're interested in working with Sherwood Austin Homes, that's how we work.
Yep, that's exactly how we do it.
We had someone reach out this morning and refer a buyer to us, and that we're meeting with in a little bit. Yeah, and planning to. I mean, we're just okay. Let's go. We've got a pre-approval. We're going to get them under contract.
If you're a lender and you don't want to have to compete with me on a deal, refer the client to Sherwood Austin Homes and you'll keep the deal.
Yeah, there you go.
But if you don't, I might take it from you.
If they're shopping, you might. It's an exciting time, though, because the part of the market that's really moving quickly right now in our market in southeastern Washington here are first-time home buyers. And I kind of forgot how fun it was to work with first-time home buyers. They're so excited. They're so eager. They're so grateful. They're just, they can't believe they actually are getting a home. And it's so warm and fuzzy, and I don't get warm and fuzzy very often, but it's really, really nice.
And you know who else it's fun to work with? People who are newly in new relationships after divorces, because those people are as excited as first-time home buyers. I mean, those people can't wait to start their new lives.
Right.
And it's the same kind of emotional satisfaction to see new relationships blossom and people buying houses together as a first-time home buyer straight out of school going to buy their first house. It's super exciting. I love that.
You guys, right before we came in to record this, we stopped at Ulta because I was out of hairspray. And I'm such an idiot because I went over to the perfume section. My favorite perfume in the world was discontinued. DKNY Stories. If you can find it anywhere, pick up a bottle for me. But it was discontinued, and I'm heartbroken about it because it takes me forever to find a fragrance. And then when I find one, I stay with it for, 20 years. I mean, so I walk over to the fragrances, and I'm like kind of smelling them, and I find one that's a little bit interesting, and I want to spray it on the little card. I don't want it on me.
Right.
I want to spray it on the card and like walk away quickly and then come back to the card after it has a minute and pick it up. I kid you not. I go to spray it, and I didn't realize the nozzle was turned backwards, so it sprayed all over the inside of my hand.
Yeah.
This is why I'm coughing. That's why I'm trying to explain why I'm coughing. My eyes are kind of burning a little bit. I'm clearly allergic to that particular perfume. That's another thing. It's very rare for me to find one that I'm not allergic to.
I gotcha.
So yeah, Liz Claiborne, the classic blue triangle I wore for 30 years, and then went to DKNY Stories, and now it's discontinued.
We need to get you the new triangle then.
I can't really wear it anymore.
How come?
I've developed a little bit of an allergy to it.
Okay.
Every once in a while, I spray it on like an outer layer of clothing so that it's there. But yeah, it kind of gets me.
How about a little patchouli oil?
How about not? I'm allergic to it. So,
Are you really?
Yeah.
Patchouli reminds me of those girls in Portland that wear open-toed shoes to work with a toe ring. You know what I mean? Kind of fun.
Okay. Moving on off the patchouli. I just wanted to tell that story though, because it's so funny.
It is.
What an
It is a
idiot.
funny story.
I just wasn't paying attention, So, and my brain's going 100 different directions, because we have been so busy, and I've been sending out these equity updates to past clients.
Yep.
And we're starting to get phone calls about them, and plus the clients we already have under contract, we're already working with. Plus, our office is growing, and I'm responsible for a lot of the training. We recruited 6 people this week alone.
Busy.
It's a very busy time. So my brain is just not like at 100%, which is why I tried to kill myself with
crazy
Marc Jacobs Daisy or whatever it was.
Okay.
So, what's up?
I want to point out that this program is brought to you by Sherwood Austin Homes. Our friends at Sherwood Austin Homes would like you to know that at SherwoodAustinHomes.com, your next house is only a click away. Jump on the internet right now, type in www.SherwoodAustinHomes.com, and it'll take you to this beautiful website.
Our friends at Sherwood Austin Homes, it's us.
They're lovely. I got to tell you, that Londa is something special.
Oh, gosh.
And David, whip smart. That David is whip smart.
Hey, one thing there's some features here that I like. My favorite feature about our site is that you don't have to, we don't keep it under lock and key.
Right.
You don't have to give us your information to freely look about. Okay?
That's right. You can look at every house that's listed in the multiple listing service without having to log on to something and us capturing your information. The reason we do that is because Londa does not like to sign up for things.
Right.
Here's what I mean by that. We go to a retail
Careful
store.
now. Don't tell too many
and they're
stories
like,
on me.
Do you have a rewards membership? And she says, no, thank you. Would you like it? No, thank you. But if you, nope, no, thank you. So she does not like to be sold to and have her information captured.
Right.
Which I find interesting, but that's the way we run the old SherwoodAustinHomes.com, because she doesn't want her information captured. So she'd rather you see something you like and have you actively reach out to us.
You can reach out. There's a contact button
That's right
here, and all you have to do is click that. And then if you want to give us your information, you sure can.
And you can email Londa at rogignite.com. That's what it says right there on the page.
Yeah, and somewhere on here, probably on the home page, it's got both of our phone numbers. I mean, it's easy to find us. So,
you
why
gotta
make
try
it
not to find us?
Why make it hard to you can click right there and your phone number, that's it.
Yep, right
the
there.
Team. Right there.
Yeah.
You can email us. So
what does it say my email address is when you hit email me? I'm interested to know that. Oh, it doesn't say.
It doesn't. It just sends a contact.
And that comes to me at david@sherwoodaustin.com.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So pretty cool. That just went under contract.
That's a deal that I'm working on.
Yeah.
As we speak.
This is a brand new listing.
Yep.
Oh, the boathouse is under contract, you guys. We talked about it last week. Went under contract pretty quickly. So, yeah that's fun. What do you want to do next?
Well, I want to do something different when we go to the multiple listing service today. I would like to look at listings that are $350,000 and less.
Okay, we can do that. Residential in Kennewick, Pasco, and Richland.
Yep.
3-bedroom, 2-bath, 22 North Kent Street, Kennewick, Washington, $350,000.
Okay, let's look at this.
Here we go.
Now that's a cute little elevation with a basement.
1-car garage.
Okay.
Built in 1953. Adorbs. Adorable.
I think I have been in this house. That's cute.
I've been in some that look similar, but I don't know if it's been in that, if it's, that one exactly.
Right. I'll know when I see the basement.
What were you doing?
Touring the house when the person who I know bought it.
Oh. It's very livable.
Yeah, very livable. I for sure been in that house.
Okay. Cool. That's actually a pretty cool property, except for the death stairs. And what I mean by that is, they're just pretty open. Well, there is a handrail, but...
And I think the seller was required when my friend bought that to put in the handrail.
So this one's $349,909, basically the same thing. 521 North Quillen Court, 3-bedroom, 2-bath.
Mm-hmm.
So because this is kind of the end of the market that's really moving quickly, these first-time home buyers. 2-car garage, nice. They just overdid it on the color temperature on the grass.
They did.
The grass is neon. You got a hot tub there.
Well, that's fun.
By your outbuilding.
Right by the outbuilding.
Well, that looks like shit. Maybe they should have rethought that photo, but that's all right. That's all right. Moving on to the interior. Oof.
Okay, pink.
I just think... Y'all, if you're watching on YouTube, I'm just going to get ugly for a minute. So prep yourselves. Really? Look, why we couldn't move some stuff?
I don't know what that stuff is. Is it like a hat and some bandanas hanging?
Yeah, there's just a hat and a couple things hanging on hangers.
They got back from the river and hung their stuff up to dry.
We couldn't put the dirty cup in the sink. There is a towel on the kitchen counter wadded up.
Come on now.
People, your clients deserve better.
Right.
They deserve better. We
and
can
good
do
news,
better.
Cat friendly.
Elevate the industry. My first mentor in real estate, Joe Mullins, bless his heart, he used to say to me, Londa, we elevate the industry. So this one will give you $5,000 toward closing costs with a full price offer. 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Can they do that? That's not illegal.
Can they do what?
$5,000 in closing with a full price offer.
Well, they can say whatever they want to say.
Gotcha.
If I want to
one-car garage.
If I want to offer full price and ask for $10,000 in closing costs, though, I can do that.
This is cute.
All they can say is no.
Looky, look. Adorable.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I thought we were still in the kitchen. I thought, look at this picture. And then I thought they just went around the corner in the kitchen.
Oh,
around the corner from the refrigerator is a toilet.
There.
It wasn't. It's a different room.
It is a different room.
I've never seen a toilet in a kitchen.
No.
That would have been my first time, but there's not one there.
No.
This is really cute, though.
Yeah.
It's built in 1961, 17 square feet. So there you go. That's that. You want me to keep going?
Sure.
349.9, 3-bedroom, 1-bath. Is it an H or an R house?
I don't know.
They don't say. They didn't know either. But it's one of the, historic Richland homes built in 1944.
I like
the
those.
Alphabet homes.
I do like them.
The only problem I have with this particular one, there's one bathroom and it's upstairs.
Right.
So there's no bathroom on the main level. And here we've got the very best cell phone photos
that you can buy.
Yeah. That's tough, right? Because I don't even want to look. I don't even want to look at it.
I don't either. It's too bad.
Meh. This is active under contract with a bump, 3-bedroom, 3-bath. Let's explain what that means.
Okay.
In case you don't know. What this means is these particular sellers accepted an offer for the purchase of their home, accepted all the terms of the offer.
Right.
Contingent upon the buyers selling their current home.
Right.
So the buyers will have X number of days. It's part of the negotiation of the contract to get their home under contract. And then when it does, this will move forward. However, in the meantime, these sellers retain the right to accept another offer, negotiate and accept another offer. at which time it will trigger a bump period for buyer number one.
Right.
And they'll have somewhere between 1 and 5 days. Again, that's in their contract. They figure that out the first with when they initially negotiate it. Somewhere between 1 and 5 days to get their current home under contract. And if they can't, then they get bumped, and this seller will go to buyer number two.
There you go.
That's what active under contract with a bump
That
means.
was a good explanation.
Thank you. I teach.
Park-like yard.
Cute. Mm-hmm. And I love...
Beautiful shag carpet.
Boy, I'm telling you, it just went wah, wah.
Yes, and the lovely array of cable modems is just beautiful in the living room.
Okay, so new flooring. That's, paint and flooring. It's got a kitchen.
Does it have a stove in the kitchen?
I love making offers on homes that have bumps on them. Yeah, right here.
It's got a cooktop.
It's like a Gen Air or something, cooktop.
Yep.
I love it because it moves everybody forward in one way or another,
Yes.
So now when I get a bump notice, I don't love that, but twice I've gotten that bump notice and been able to get the house under contract in one day.
Yeah.
And that feels pretty good,
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's wrap this up. That was good. That was good. I enjoyed that.
There's quite a bit available, you guys.
Yeah, there is.
In that price point. That's kind of fun to think about, right?
Yep. First-time home buyers, SherwoodAustinHomes.com. That's where you need to go, SherwoodAustinHomes.com. And for everybody else, what we like to do is help you grow your business and your brand. We'd love to help. If you want to know more information about how to do that, email Londa at SherwoodAustin.com. That's Londa at SherwoodAustin.com, or David at SherwoodAustin.com. That's David at SherwoodAustin.com. Parting words, Londa.
We didn't even get to a restaurant review.
Well, I'm still a little mad about the QR code
I don't want to go back
in the
to
airport.
it. I don't want to go back to it.
And I got comments from a friend of mine this week saying, you sure don't care for that QR code thing. I sure don't.
But you stated, you're an antique white.
That
Same
is
as
absolutely
my jacket.
true. I'm just like
Antique
your jacket. For Londa Sherwood Austin, I'm David Austin. See you next week.